Hey, it's your boy, Chongo, coming at you with another video. This video is Louis C.K. Remembers the Young Joe Rogan, brought to you by Theo Von Clips. Okay, so you got Louis C.K., you got Joe Rogan, and you got Theo Von, all mixed together, right? What more can you ask for? Let's get right into it.
You worked with Joe Rogan when you were young, right? When you were younger. Did you guys both start in Boston?
Yeah, we both started in Boston at the clubs.
And he was like a handsomest guy. Remember?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
I mean, you're still a handsome guy, right? I love
Sure.
Joe. And but was there any like? Because now, if you're like a handsome comedian, people are
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fuck this guy,"
Yeah,
right? Because you
handsome's
can't
not,
have it all.
No, handsome doesn't help you on stage.
Yeah. Was it like? Were people like that against like whenever he was starting out? Do you
Well,
think?
I remember when I started maybe a couple years before him, so I was starting to feel like established or in that little Boston scene. And then this guy, he started with guys like Greg Fitzsimmons, and him came
Yeah,
up
they're
sort of
still
at the
really
same
close.
time. Yeah. And there was a few other guys, Robbie Prince. He might have been after. But these guys were like new guys. They were the first new guys I was aware of.
Oh yeah.
Because I had been a new guy for a couple of years. And so now these were new guys to me. So I was probably threatened by them, whatever. But I do remember feeling like Greg was he's an Irish kind of like.
He's not as handsome.
No,
Greg
he's
is handsome.
not. No, yeah, but not back then he was more handsome.
Yeah, Greg's like a bookie, fucking like cousin of a
he
bookie
is.
handsome.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yes. But Joe, it wasn't just his looks, it was just he had this confidence.
Yeah.
And we grew up in the same town. I'm from Newton, Massachusetts. He grew up there too.
Okay.
So I went to Newton North High School, and he went to Newton South. Both public schools, but his was kind of fancier. They're like kind of richer kids. And I kind of thought of him as this like Newton South tan. He was so tanned.
Oh, the dude looks great.
Yeah, and he was just like, dude, like he didn't talk like a comic. He just what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he talked about fucking chicks, and he talked about being hot and getting laid or whatever. And I could see that he had a power on stage. But yeah, I was threatened by him because he was like a good-looking guy, a couple of years younger than me, started after me, who was getting some attention.
Yeah.
And so on stage, I would be like, what's with this guy? But he was also interesting as a guy and not typical. Some guys who are handsome are trapped by that, But he was an interesting dude. And then when he went on and I'd hear his stand-up, I was like, he's working and he's good, and I liked his stand-up. And then we had kind of a crossroads thing because he did that thing with Carlos Mencia where he outed him for stealing or whatever, which however you feel about that, but he was felt
adamant
strongly
about
about it. And then his agency, Gersh, told him if you don't apologize to Carlos, we'll dump you. And that was my agency, was Gersh. And so he let them go. And I heard that, and I was like, that's crazy. And I called him, and we hadn't talked in a long time, but I contacted him to say, I need to hear from you if that's a true story. And he
That's
said,
what's
100%.
up.
Wow.
They called me, and they said, apologize or you're out of the agency. And that's all I needed to hear. I called them, and I said, you're not my agent anymore. Really? What if I have an argument with another comedian? What are you, fucking nuts?
Yeah.
You can't do that. So I dumped them. And then I started to know that side of Joe that's like he believes what he believes.
Yep.
And he goes by it, whether it's going to hurt him or not. And I've always known him that way. We just would our friendship has been like running into each other in the parking lot of this comedy store and talking for a couple of hours about life. And
That's most of comedians, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people always ask what he's like. He's one of the most genuinely curious guys I ever met.
Yeah.
Like he has like, and he just retains information so well. Mm-hmm. And people are always like, well, a lot of you podcaster guys, you guys suck Rogan's dick. He always always that kind of stuff.
Oh, you like him.
And he's fucking,
number one.
Yeah. And he's good at it.
Hope you enjoyed that video, and you can watch another. And you can watch this one, you can watch this one. Different.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Theo Von's a good-looking dude, right? I mean, he's got that mullet thing going, but overall, I feel like he's a good-looking dude, right? So I don't know what he's talking about, how, like, good-looking comedians aren't really a thing. And then you got guys like, was it Matt Rife or whatever the fuck his name, that pretty boy dude? And then you had guys like back in the day, like Dane Cook and shit, right? And And I mean, so he was saying something about a lot of those guys rely on that, right? And I mean, what happens when you're not good looking anymore? What happens then, right? And you got Dane Cook doing plastic surgery, like how he looks goofy, right? Is Matt Rife gonna do that as he gets older, right? He's not as good looking anymore. Is he gonna go under the knife, right? And then you got Rogan. He has this confident, like, fuck you, right? But then at the same time, what's with the hair, right? Like, he fought that battle and he lost. And talk about hair loss, then you got fucking LeBron James, right? Like, they got infinite amount of money. And if they're losing the hair loss game, then what does that mean for everybody else, right? Like, I have no chance. If I ever decided I wanted to grow some hair out, like, yeah. But like I said, Louis C.K., you got Theo Von talking about the great Joe Rogan, right? I was supposed to post this yesterday, but I was having technical difficulties, so my bad. That's why I didn't post yesterday. And so this is kind of a solution. I don't know, I'm going to stick with it. I don't know if you guys realize as I was watching this, it's on the screen, like right there, right? We'll see, right? I'm growing, right? Growing pains. So your boy Chongo is ever evolving. But you know, it's a journey. And if you're not already subscribed, I want you to be part of the journey as well. Everybody, right? You watching this, come join Team Chongo. Go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. But that's all I got. You guys take care. Peace out.